Vibrogenics.
Vibrogenics.
And Vibrogenics.com.
I am addicted.
There's nothing like it.
Your patients will thank you for it. You will see healing in your practice like never before.
Well, my logical mind told me that if we are frequency and an energy system, why aren't we using that as the medicine to treat people? Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Caroline. I'm the CEO and founder of Vibrogenics, and I'm super blessed today to spend some more time with Dr. Jyun, an amazing, amazing healer and man. And, last time that we spoke, we did a podcast together. You showed me the book, Wake Up Miracles.
Yes.
And I immediately ordered it and I read your section and I was blown away by it. And I was hoping that you'd want to share some of that story with everyone else.
Absolutely, yes. I'm delighted to share what I have discovered and what I have been helping people through that. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's go. Okay.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
Okay. Yeah. So so this book was all the doctors and healers and practitioners, they came together to share their miracle story. Miracle can be many things. Personal story can be patient story or can be family stories. So mine was my family story, my mother's story. The technique that I have been using, as many people knows, typical they call the muscle testing, and then more technically that's called applied kinesiology testing, called AK testing. That's the traditional word by the chiropractic doctor who developed that technique. And then I modify or I use the technique to the next level. I use the term called FSR, the abbreviation of a frequency specific resonance testing. So basically, if you're doing the AK testing or muscle testing, which basically asking the body using material, for example, you can hold a wheat in the hands, or you can use any different supplements in the hands. Basically, body can receive the signal that each of this item has. You can really digitalize those items as a 0-1 binary code. So basically, body can identify the frequency of each item. So then we are looking for this bio-neurofeedback through those neurological testing. Basically, body says, okay, do I like this one? Does this material make you weak or strong? That's a traditional way to look at it and assess this, we call stress level, right? The term stress level. So my technique was that, okay, if you have this body understand the frequency, what does that really mean, the frequency? Frequency can be word we're speaking, or your thoughts can be frequency, or color can be frequency. So then, as we know, that the body made up of 99%, structure speaking, that's water, H2O. And H2O, the many character, one of the strongest character is to hold the memory. And then they have an ability to communicate through the entire molecule in the cell system. So that means that I think to me, body knows what happened to you, way back from your birth or even beyond that.
Yes.
So my way was thinking, okay, so in that case, if I ask your body specifically, what is happening? What was the reason you're having headache? What was the reason having your digestive issues? Body should know, and body should be able to communicate with you through those bio-neurophysical testing. So that's why I came up with the term frequency-specific resonance testing, because when we speak, let's say, do you have an infection in your throat? So what kind of infection? Is this a bacterial infection, or viral infection, fungal parasites, many different type of infection? So if you specifically speak about the language, body knows already. So they'll say, oh, that's a bacterial infection, or it's a viral infection, right? So I use this term on a regular basis, communicating with the patient's body to, we call it energetic assessment. We never diagnose, we're just getting the feedback and see what is really happening. So, and then when one day my brother called me when I was in Seattle, said he never called me when I was in US in the last 25 years. He said, oh gosh, my brother's calling. And that's unusual. There's something serious. And he answered the phone before I get into the patient room. And he said, brother, my mother is in trouble. I was like, whoa, that's a red flag right there. Mother in trouble. What does that mean? So, she's in the ICU in typical major hospital in Japan. And then doctors, there was 5, 6 surgeons and doctors debating whether she should take the entire throat and in the esophagus, everything's out, because there's suspicious that there's infection in the throat right sitting next to the artery. If the infection go to artery, she could die any moment. But they were not sure. It's the image shows that some bubble, like a look shadow. But they don't want to take a chance. So then now they're giving her choices. Whether we're going to take the entire organs out, which she's not going to be able to eat and speak anymore. But she can survive. Or
Right.
if you don't do it, if it's possible, if there's a, there's a little hole, she could die. So which choice would you like to take? So that is the really, I mean, that's like, we don't have any other choices. Okay, one or the others. What are we gonna do about it, right?
Right.
That's it. Put on the antibiotics, please, get in the ICU. That's fine. Right now, let's take a chance. I'm gonna fly back. And then I'm gonna communicate, or I'm gonna have this FSR testing and see really what's happening in her body. So I went there, long story short, she was in ICU. I did this testing to see what kind of feedback I get. And then I didn't see any opening of the hole. I saw, no, there's no hole, organs are intact, which means that there's no way the infection can go to the artery, right?
Right.
So then I told doctors, okay, let's just keep monitoring, keep the antibiotics going, Western medical way, that's fine. Meanwhile, I did a lot of treatments behind the scene, using all the modality that I have. And 2 days later, so her infection level, the fever, things like slowly settle down. And then they did another image scan. And then doctor says, oh, that was a bubble that we saw. It was not it was not actual hole. It was a bubble. So they're like, thank goodness we didn't do the surgery. Wow, you're
Yeah.
very to the surgery. You're giving didn't no choice to the surgery 2 days ago.
Right. No, I love that. And I love what you're doing and what you believe in, because I've always said that everybody has an inner physician. You just have to be able to communicate with it. The body really knows what it needs.
Yes.
And you have tapped into and kind of perfected how to talk to someone's inner physician and figure out what the best direction for them is. And I also love the fact that even, and this is something I ran into a lot in traditional medicine. I was raised in traditional medicine. I have nothing against it, but we always look at drugs and surgery as our only two opportunities. We don't ever stop to maybe communicate with the patient. I'm hoping that we get toward regenerative and integrative medicine so that we can start using all these tools together. And when surgery is absolutely necessary, absolutely do it. And if there's another better way for that particular body, let's take that path.
Absolutely, I agree completely. The integration, collaboration, cooperation. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. No, I thought that was just an amazing story, because like jumping on the plane, you turned her life in a different direction. And also you did some work on your dad while you were there on his knees, or
Yes,
I remember that.
this is one of the technique that I learned from the famous doctor. I really love this. My mentor, Dr. Frank, and his father, Dr. Victor Frank. He was the ancient chiropractor. Basically, there's a 5 chiropractic doctor who started chiropractic school. Dr. Parker, Dr. Palmer, Dr. Frank, all those big names. They came together one day. They're through the dinner table. They're sharing the idea using AK testing to really look at the functionality of the body, neurophysical communication, everything. So he was a son of the whole, Dr. Frank, Dr. Randall Frank. And so I learned when I was kindergarten with a little, and I see all the big doctor, my dad's friends, they're figuring things out, how the body function, how we can assess everything. That was the 1930s and 40s.
Wow.
So that was a starting point there. And then he developed that, technique called, now they changed the term EQHT, but used to call it NHS, natural healing system. Basically, every single little glass vials, they have a frequency programmed in each vials. And it could be emotion, it could be physical, it could be neurological, any of those things, information in the vial. So when we apply to the body can recognize the programming. Just basically, you have this body operation system called Windows or OS system. But, you
Yeah.
get the whole system, but then they don't know each application can be very intricate. So they all app working within those muscle operation, right? So
Right.
each of those vial is basically app. Let's say you have an infection vial. So then, okay, you have these things, you need this app to resolve those issues. So you can apply those things every direction. So I have this master kit. I've been following him many, many years. So I had this tool that I took with me. So my dad just mentioned about it. Yeah, I have a knee problems. I am not able to walk. He used to walk miles and miles. So he said, because of my knee pain, I'm able to walk probably only a couple blocks, and then I can't really stop walking, which my family knew about it. And they said, yeah, the dad is not doing well on the knee. And I say, no, I don't know what's happening. Let's just use this technique using this all the different app frequency to see which one recognizes. So his body picks up a few vials. So I apply to his OS system or Windows system, and then
Yeah.
upload it. Body recognize a program and app, and then boom, start functioning it. So that moment he said, I didn't feel any big changes, but as I came back 2 weeks later, my mother, they got out of the hospital, and then they say, by the way, what you do to our father or our dad, and he's walking miles and miles. You did something trick, and he said, "There's no pain. I can walk, no problem." It's long story short. It's been 15 years since then. No problem. He's been walking every single day for 45 minutes, hour every single day.
That's amazing. I think I'm going to come see you because, despite all the things that I do and the vibrogenics that I absolutely love, I have a problem with my left knee that I haven't been able to fix.
Okay,
So I
let's
think I'm
try.
going to come see you.
There's no
One of
guarantee always, right? But hey, there's always a possibility. You can look at
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the one thing that the pivot I'm starting to make is into more a regenerative system than just fibrogenics, even though I love that as the cornerstone of the whole system. There are other products and other techniques that are needed. I've always said that, that healing arts are like this beautiful tapestry, and you have healing arts from all over the world, and they're all strung together with golden threads of truth, but everybody is so different. And one person might need 3 pieces here, another person might need 3 pieces here, maybe somebody else just needs one from up here to bring the body back into balance. And the fact that you've learned how to communicate so well with the body and what it needs, and not just take one thing to heal everything, I really, really admire that.
Yes. But that has been passion like you, well put together. I think that has been my passion because we have all the amazing intelligence in your body. And then we are all unique ourselves,
Yes.
all the background, the history is all different, right? Then how come
Yes.
one modality or one approach or even combine 2 approach can work for every single person? Because that uniqueness of this tapestry, the putting all those pieces together to create a very specific needs for the particular individual. Even that could evolve as well too. As as patient get better, we need to combine different things.
Right, right.
Yeah.
They've moved past that modality and they need something else.
Yeah.
We're actually taking the sound frequencies, which I think you're starting to work with a little bit with the accelerator
Absolutely.
unit.
Do you see that in the back?
I do. I see it in the
Yes.
back.
So okay,
So we're
yes, because
we're
we
starting to go
working with
ahead.
a future patient, his clients, the Olympians and top athletes, right? NBA,
Yes.
NFL, all those amazing, elite athletes that he's, referring, we're working the mutual clients. So he said, okay, please use this vibrogenic, that frequency machine, conjunction
Yeah.
with, they have a parent, huge, standing version of the amazing vibrogenic in his office, in his facilities. So now we have 2 ways that we can communicate so that I can have a clients, he works there, he comes here, I combine the modality with the vibrogenic, and then we can take
Yes.
healing way, way beyond, amplifies all the modalities together.
That's great. So what have you been seeing or your patients been experiencing?
So, for example, I can't really tell that, of course, this big names, but that client,
Yes.
former NBA players had this huge kidney issues, right? Basically going to the hospital dialysis issues, his kidneys
Wow.
not functioning. Only those types, they go urination once a day, maybe, because kidney cannot eliminate the toxins, chemicals. Vibrogenic right away, after the first session, came back next week and said, I had a 3 urine every single day.
Oh,
What
that's
that
great.
means? His kidneys start function a little better, isn't it?
Oh, yes. We've had people with very low GFRs and they start using the kidney insufficiency frequencies and they come all the way back up to normal. We've kept people off dialysis before with those too. It's just giving the kidneys the right frequencies that they need to start functioning again.
Absolutely. So that was phenomenal changes, phenomenal feedback, of course. And then I have a different tool that I can assess, using quantum technology,
Yeah.
place that we cannot see, but then there's energy field already constantly balancing out between the cell communication because organs made up of all the cell communicating through the vacuum space with electrons. So basically we need to look at the patterns. Is the patterns start getting reorganized, start creating the blueprints, right? That's what we need. So we're able to assess that, using the objective finding as well as the subjective finding. This is a beautiful combination.
Yes, that's wonderful. We're starting to do some other work too with taking the sound frequencies and putting them in other modalities. People have been asking for years for a bed. So we have figured out a way to put all the transducers right along the spine to really affect the chakras and the function of the spinal system, which, all of your nerves to all of your body's systems and organs goes into the spine. So if you can really target that area, it seems to be really phenomenal in the prototype phase.
Yeah,
And this gives us another option for combining other treatments if we want to put, PEMF with it, or if we want to use green laser or something else
yeah.
with it.
I mean, that's absolutely like amazing advanced technology that I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to try that for the patients and clients, right? Because constantly we're in a vibratory field, because the
Yes.
physicist says the normal cell vibrates around the minus 70 millivoltage, and the ill cells become minus 30, 40, which is losing the vitality. Cancer cells minus 15 millivolts. So basically,
Yes.
low voltage means that there's no vitality. There's no high potential to move the electron from high to low, which that's what we ultimately we need to see that potential to be bigger, vibrating, oscillating. That's what we
Right.
call vitality and energy, the auras and photons.
Yeah, that's something Vibrogenics does an extraordinary job at, is getting that cell voltage up so the body can heal itself, because that's the way we're designed in the first place, is to self-heal. You
Yes.
just have to get that cell voltage and cell energy up.
Mhm. Yeah, that is absolutely critical tool to me, critical. Any other supplementation, like, you can have all the supplements, you can medication, all that, great, but they can't vibrate itself. They cannot also, they'll give a material to you, right? Like a fuel.
Right.
But
Right.
the vehicle or the engine itself is not vibrating, it's not functioning. You can't really give it all the supplement and anything because they cannot take it. They cannot, metabolize all the
Process. Yeah,
process.
they can't process it. Yeah, for sure. For
Mhm.
sure. It's
So
kind of an
absolutely.
exciting pathway you're going down. I love it. I absolutely love what you're doing. I'm
Uh,
definitely going to set an appointment with you about my knee.
Thank you. And absolutely what you guys do is genius. I think you guys in the cutting edge, innovative field, which we need to do that to, to bring this to all the people who are suffering, right? Oh,
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for your time. Any other experiences you'd like to share? You have so many wonderful ones.
oh, thank you. Yeah, so I'm just starting my courses right now only in Japanese. I start my
Oh,
workshop in Japan, and I have building up the first one's a quantum body course. So basically, we gotta really teach how to establish the quantum, from the quantum view, how to establish your body, the field of the physical body. Then next course is gonna be quantum mind course, and then I'm building up the quantum coaches, basically integrative coaches.
but you said it's only in Japanese.
Right now, so I'm gonna translate.
Okay.
I'm gonna start making it in English, so stay tuned,
Good.
please.
We will definitely stay tuned for that. Wonderful. That's exciting. All right. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aaron.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.